All right, everyone. It's the Wendy Williams Experience, and it's still Advice Hour. Dawn is on the telephone, and she's 49 years old, and her 16-year-old son is being molested by his teacher. Dawn is calling here for advice. I'll be honest with you, Dawn. I don't know what to tell you, because part of what I tell you will put us all in jail. Me for advising you and you for executing it. And then the other, Dawn, tell me about it.
I have a son. He just turned 16.
Yeah.
And he met this teacher woman when he was like 11.
Okay, so
everything
it's a
when he was 11 years
teacher
old.
Woman. Okay.
And everything was fine up until he's about to go into 13.
Okay.
One day I sent him to school, and I was home waiting on him. And she picked him up at the bus stop and have him home for 1 month at her house.
Wow. He liked
it. She said, I don't live in the school area, and she live in the school area, so she had the authority to keep him.
Okay.
But I didn't know much. You know, I'm from Jamaica, West Indies. I didn't know much. And I realized they're having sex with my son. When he came home on weekends, I will see a lot of stain on his clothes, on his underclothes, and I would go to her because I thought she was a friend, and I will say to her, I'm going to complain to the precinct. She said, you stupid, you're from Jamaican and you stupid.
Okay.
You can't go there.
Okay, stop. Everybody, again, Dawn is 49 years old, and she's not familiar with the laws of the land, but you're familiar with the rules that you and things that you want for your son. And you know in Jamaica, and I know in Jamaica and in this country, it is illegal for his grown teacher to be having son with him at 15, and then he turns 16. So those are very basic rules.
He's over 3 years now she having sex with him.
All right.
She and her husband, not she alone.
Oh, wait, whoa.
All three of them.
Wow!
Wendy, if you see the amount of expensive gifts and sneakers, she signed him up with a store. You can just go to the store and walk in and just mention that lady name and any sneakers you want.
Okay, let me ask you this, Dawn. In addition to the woman having sex with your son, just out of curiosity, is her husband also having sex with your son?
1,000,000% sure.
Wow. Okay.
Every time my son came home, he hardly can sit down. I'm tired of it. It's 3 years now. I can't get no help. I went to the precinct. She said her husband have a big part in it. Every time I open my mouth, she said she's going to call the immigration because we have been some immigration.
Okay. Here's one thing. That's it right there. Are you nervous because you could be deported?
Very. And I need my son to get an education. Okay. And he have 3 years left in school. And every time I open my mouth, because she said her daughter is an immigration lawyer, and every time I open my mouth,
she's got you. Dawn, I'm sorry, and what they're doing is not right, but guess what? She's got you. Unless you can outsmart her. I'm going to call in the immigration authorities and ask them what they think that you should do. Goose, speak to Dawn. Here's Goose.
I have no idea what you should do, man.
Don't forget the husband.
Hello?
Dawn?
Yes?
I have to tell you, they got you.
There's got to be a law that...
I know.
There's got to be a...
right turn. She blocked me in. She said...
There's got to be a law.
I'm going to report it to the school.
Okay, stop.
She said her husband and the principal were college buddy. Everything I do, she have to block me in.
Well, you want to know what? You set yourself up for this by coming over here with no papers and wanting your son to poach off an education but not become a citizen. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You set yourself up for this, Dawn. And now your son is being taken full advantage of. And he is yes. Well, but Mom, this is your fault. This is your fault. Now, this is your fault.
No, because she came into my son's life like a nice. She's a nice. If you see her,
this is your fault. She preyed on your son. Do you understand? People seek out the children that they're going to prey on and do horrible things to.
Wendy, you would never believe this woman. Wendy, I moved 3 places in 3 years.
I understand.
And I tell her, don't find my house. And she's there.
Can I
tight pants and coming with flowers and all type of gifts and cookies.
Dawn.
Yes.
Dawn. At the end of the day, you can move 25 times. You will always be prey for people, for awful people like that, because you are not a legalized citizen.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you,
Dawn,
very much.
get yourself an immigration lawyer, maybe, right?
I don't have the money to do anything, and she knows. Well, and that's why she's doing this.
Then she got you. She's going to hell.
Got me.
She's going to hell, and you're not. But Dawn, you set yourself up for this. You got to get your paper. You got to get your papers, Dawn. And there's got to be somebody in immigration that can help you. And if
this is going on for 4 years.
It's going to go on for the next 3 years that your son needs his education too.
I know.
He is being molested by the teacher, her husband, and there's nothing that you can do.
Wow. Nothing. Everybody, when they go everywhere, they said there's nothing they can do. I went to the DA, nothing. I went everywhere. I went to the precinct just down here. I live 5 minutes away from the precinct.
Dawn, in one hot minute, somebody's going to deport you and leave your son here in the care of those 2 molesters.
Thank you, Wendy. That's what you're trying to do.
But it's going to happen, Dawn.
Wendy, thank you.
Dawn,
thank you, Wendy.
Dawn, get off the phone and get some... Oh, look. Dawn, they said you could call DIFUS. Look, I'm reading on the test. It says if she lives in Jersey. No, she doesn't live in New Jersey.
She lives in Great Neck, New York.
Yeah, no, everybody lives in New York. You know what? Call protective custody and find out what they can do.
Wendy, I call everywhere.
They're going to deport you and keep him, huh?
That's what she wants. That's what she's trying to do now. She wants them to deport me and keep my child here, so she can get to use my child.
Dawn, she's going to succeed if you don't quickly try to get some papers. Look, I don't know that much about immigration. We're going to keep you guys. If you can do anything to help Dawn, if you can suggest anything,
immigration at my door because no, immigration lawyer.
No. Within 20 minutes, we're going to hatch a plan as a show. Okay.
Yes.
All right. 20 minutes, we're going to hatch a plan. Dawn, don't change the dial, okay?
Okay, Wendy.
All right, Dawn, take care.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
We'll be back. I want to shout out to the 49-year-old mother from Brooklyn with the 16-year-old son who's been getting molested by his school teacher and her husband for the past 3 years. If you're just turning on the radio, a mess, honey. It is going down. And the son gets home after spending long periods of time with this couple. And his underwear is all stained up. And the mother does not know what to do. She's here with no green card. She wants her son to finish his education here in this country. She came here for a better life. And I was at a loss. I didn't know what to tell her other than, excuse me. At what cost is your son getting educated? But the other thing, and I don't really think that she is like there's certain 49-year-olds who are like older, like grandmothers, and she seemed like that type. And then there's certain 49-year-olds who understand very much so. Old boy has been twisting and turning and knows exactly what he's doing. Her son is not stupid, honey. I'm only a few years behind her. I remember when I was 13 years old, I know the difference between right and wrong. And if somebody's buying me Nike Air Force One exclusives and allowing me to use their ATM card and giving me things that my mother at 49, old school from Jamaica, is not giving me, honey, I will bend over and do whatever. If I'm looking for a better way and wasn't raised in such a way where I can, possibly aspire to get it on my own. And with her, I just feel as though there's a combination of her being just so old school and so out of touch with young people. Forget here in the country. I'm just talking about in general. Like, are you serious? You think that this is all about the teacher and her husband tricking your son into something? No, honey. They've been twisting your son out for 3 years. Since he was 13 years old, he knew exactly what was up. He is not being held captive over there at that house. They are buying him Air Force Ones and Nintendo DS's and promising him, all kinds of stuff. And I know that those are the things that you can't buy. And I'm sorry for that. But I have a couple telephone numbers for you, Mama. You ready? First of all, we got a couple telephone calls saying a crime is a crime. They will go after the teacher and her husband before they will go after you to prosecute you. So don't worry regarding going to the cops. If the cops are telling you something because that precinct is tainted with this teacher and her husband's friends, then you might want to go to another precinct. Also, call Child Protective Services and find out what they can do for you at 800-342-3720. There are a number of attorneys. There's one, her name is Sadette Pluckett. She's in New Jersey. I'm not going to give her telephone number. You don't live in New Jersey. You live in Brooklyn. You need a lawyer that specializes with immigration issues. And I don't care that you don't have money, there has got to be somebody. You know, there are lawyers that work on all different pay scales. There are ones that do things pro bono. There are ones that do things for a bazillion dollars, like Johnny Cochran. You have got to be more proactive, Mom, in trying to rescue your son. But listen, does your son want to be rescued? Because, honey, by the time this case gets heard in court, it'll be 3 years from now. Your son will be out of school, twisting and turning, getting his hair done and just doing the damn thing. He'll probably be a freshman at Morehouse. And the teacher and her husband might pay for it.
Wow.
The point is, Mom, be more proactive in your son's well-being, one. And the second thing is, don't mistake your son for being a totally innocent party. All right. We'll be back.